Hi guys, it's Omer Khalil. I am a CICC licensed Canadian immigration consultant with MAC Canadian Immigration Services. Now, if you're planning to sponsor your spouse in Canada, today's video can save your application. One of the most stressful communications that an applicant can receive from IRCC is a Procedural Fairness Letter, also known as PFL. Now, many people assume that if you receive a PFL, your application is already refused. No, that's not true at all. A Procedural Fairness Letter is pretty much your final opportunity to explain yourself where you satisfy officers' concerns before a final decision is rendered. So, if an officer intends to refuse an application based on information where you have not had a fair opportunity to explain yourself, that's when officers send a PFL. The letter will explain officers' concerns and it gives you a deadline, and you must respond with evidence and explanations. A weak response or a no response is an automatic refusal. Now we can talk about the common reasons for receiving a PFL. First one is that the officer believes that the marriage is not genuine. Officer can question that this marriage was entered primarily for immigration purposes. And examples can include very little communication evidence, very few visits despite having opportunities, contradictions and inconsistencies all over the application, significant unexplained differences in the couple's story, and lack of financial and emotional interdependence to each other. An important reminder: when you upload hundreds of wedding photos, it does not satisfy the officer that the relationship is real. IRCC, they're actually looking to see a relationship that develops over time. Here's a second reason for receiving a PFL: missing or inconsistent information. Sometimes applicants can actually accidentally create concerns. For example, by submitting inconsistent information, and that was unintentional. Small inconsistencies can create larger credibility issues. Another reason of refusal is previous immigration history. So previous visa refusals, undeclared marriages, undeclared children, previous sponsorships, or inconsistent immigration records. These can all trigger additional scrutiny. Failing to explain these issues properly can result in you receiving a PFL. Number 4, there could be possible misrepresentations. And misrepresentation is one of the most serious concerns. And this means you omit important information, you withhold information, or you're providing incorrect information, or you could be submitting altered documents. Depending on the circumstances, findings of misrepresentation can have very serious immigration consequences. Number 5 is when your relationship timeline, it does not make sense. Questions can arise when the relationship progresses unusually really quickly. The timeline changes throughout the application. Supporting documents don't match your written explanation. A clear and logical relationship history is very important and detrimental. Now, how do you avoid a procedural fairness letter? Tell the truth, never exaggerate. Never hide any facts, never withhold information. Even if something is very complicated, it's usually much easier to explain yourself up front rather than defending yourself later after receiving a PFL. And you need to build strong evidence from the very beginning. Do not just rely on wedding photos. Include evidence showing relationship over time, communication records, travel together, financial support, shared responsibilities, family involvement, and other documents that can genuinely affect your relationship. And finally, you need to review every document carefully. Check dates, names, employment history, addresses, travel history. Every form should tell the same story. So if you're someone who has received a PFL, first of all, you should not panic. And second, you should not ignore it. Every case is different and your response should directly address the officer's concerns. For that, you need credible documents and well-organized evidence. A carefully prepared response can make a huge difference. So if you're in the process of submitting a response to a PFL and you're not sure on certain points, you're looking for legal or professional advice, I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant based in Toronto, Canada. You can book an appointment at the given link here. We'll have a detailed chat about your professional profile in which we'll do a complete assessment to see where you stand, and of course, we'll let you know how to move forward.